Does the narcissist know they are a narcissist? Does the narcissist know that they are a manipulator? Do they know that they seek to have control of situations and people? Are they aware that they need these things like we need air to breathe? Do they know they need narcissistic supply to survive? The narcissist is perfect, and never wrong. If they are wrong, on extremely rare occasions, it is because they think they have lost control of the situation, and are now willing to pretend to submit for their benefit. The narcissist sees absolutely nothing wrong with how they see life. The people at fault are those of us with soft emotions. We are weak, and that is why we suffer in their opinion. In fact, we deserve it. The weak species use love and kindness for their own advantage, and most people are delusional and self-righteous with their silly empathetic emotions. Narcissists do not know positive emotions such as love, joy, and kindness. They can only emulate them. They resent these emotions in us, and devalue us when we experience them. They do this as an urgency, as it gives them narcissistic supply. No narcissist is self-aware enough to know they set out for narcissistic fuel. This concept can only be introduced to them, and how they receive it will be determined by where on the spectrum they are. Narcissists know when they are love-bombing people, and are very aware they want control of this person's emotions. They do not know they are doing it as a trauma response, to feel safe from the emotions that disgust them, and they cannot feel. They do know that weak people deserve punishment. This is a standard narcissistic belief. They are not self-aware enough to realize they are feeding on people, or that they devalue them for narcissistic supply, also known as fuel. They have no concept or interpretation of narcissistic supply. What they do know is when you are being devalued and discarded, it is a necessary test you must pass at the hoovering stage for them to secure a bond with you. They literally bond through trauma. This is how relationships work in their minds. They are not trying to destroy you. They want to see your true self with emotions they believe in, such as anger, sadness, hurt, and feeling empty. Narcissists can relate to such emotions. They do believe they are making you better by making you more emotionally real. All narcissists seek to trauma bond with you if you have been chosen as a source of supply. Their consciousness of this depends. A lower spectrum narcissist is usually quite overt. They tend to use physical, sexual, and verbal violence as part of devaluing, and to create trauma. They are not conscious of their actions. Middle and high spectrum narcissists tend to be overt, and mostly covert narcissists, and far more skilled at keeping a good public image. Their violence is usually verbal, emotional, and they do have a more advanced consciousness about what they do. They consider how they will control situations and people, but not from this perspective. Their reasoning will adhere to their self-righteousness. It will be for our benefit, and they bond through trauma, no matter where they sit on the spectrum. I predict many women are middle-range narcissists, and I assume this because I am so familiar with covert narcissistic mothers. The higher spectrum narcissist is usually more ambitious, with a high consciousness of tools for emotional manipulation. These are the church pastors, CEOs, politicians, etc. Although their ambitions vary, all narcissists want control of situations, and control of all the emotions of their main sources of supply. Their awareness is very much about the narcissistic personality disorder spectrum, and if life forces them into getting a diagnosis, they will never seek help independently. Narcissists are only flawed, in our opinion. It is not very relevant in terms of ever getting accountability or self-awareness from the narcissist. They will justify their actions either way. Thank you for listening to Narcissist Essays, and please subscribe to my channel. sending lots of love and strength to those of us victimized by narcissists.